Today we have a very interesting chapter. This is for budgeting concepts, methodology, and preparation. Very interesting, very high profile topic. We have to discuss the role of budgets and budgeting process, budgeting and standard cost, master budget process, budget methodology, static and flexible budgeting, selecting the budget methodology, overview of master budget preparation. Now let's talk about budget. What is a budget? Maybe 10 years, 15 years before, budget was not that way. Um, you can say important document to prepare. Just people go today, tomorrow, haphazard way. But as planning, forecasting has become really important. So people are talking about predicting in future 1 year, 2 year down the road, maybe 10 years. If your company is big, then 30 years. So budget has been become really important. It's a document that uses the financial forecast, same like accounting ones, balance sheet, income statement, cash flows, and you put the figures on cause and effect relations. You see, you predict what you feel, how this year, next year, and next 5, 10 years will go with you, right? So that's why budget has become really important. No management wants surprises. So they hire people like us, CMA, CIMA, CPAs. They make budgets for them, present them, and this goes in their head that this is the profit or loss the way a company is going to have, and there is no surprise for them. So a budget layout, its specific terms. Specific terms and organization expectation about the consumption of resources and resulting outcomes. This is a theoretical definition, but in general sense that what will be your profit, what will be your assets, liabilities, equity, expenses, revenue in short run, medium run, and long run. So we use the financial statement formats. Previously, we used to call it as a profit plan, but profit plan does not mean that it's profit all the time. For example, it's a new company. So when we make a new company, maybe 2 years, we will see that more expenses, less income, so they will be in loss. And onwards, they will have a break even and then the profit. So it's not abnormal that your company is budgeting losses because that's how the business works. So, but profit plan does not mean that it will have profit all the time. And when you will solve the past papers, you will see some questions. He didn't use budget, he used profit plan. So don't confuse. Profit plan will be another name for the budget. So budgeting is a planning tool, control tool, motivational tool. What does it mean? Suppose now we have a plan that we will do CMA. So we are in the class. So if we don't have plan, we will not have a control. So the first we have a plan, then we control, and then it motivates us because we are tracking our plan and goals. And with the passage of time, we start feeling connected, motivated as we start progressing. So budget is in companies we make with discussions. So when you are involved in discussions and then it approved, so you feel more associated with the budget and you feel that this is made by me and whatever I said should be completed. So you do your best for it. And it's a mean of communication because you cannot make budget by yourself. You need to talk to all the department heads and take the information. So by default, it motivates or push the employees to talk with each other with different departments within their departments. So that's bring a better communication and coordination within the organizations. We do the planning. It's a process by which you set your goals and pursue your goals. And all goals are same, that mission statement, objectives, that what is your broader perspective, and then these broader perspectives will be sorted out into the strategic plans, which are long terms, and you will set your long term objectives, and then of course you will set your short term objectives, and of course you are going to compare the actual with variances with the budgeted, so you will get the variance, like actual results to budgets. It will help organization to see how they are performing, and the manager performance, department performance on their individual levels. Budget is really important, because if we will do a wrong budget, organization can close, because we have to arrange resources according to the budget. If budget is not good, then your all planning or execution, resources, money, everything will goes waste. That's why management is putting too much efforts now on making a proper budget. But budget is not only the internal factors, of course, you have to see what's going on outside also, like a general economic conditions. For example, if there is a war in Syria or other country, and Microsoft or similar kind of company, Apple, they open a big showroom in the war zones, no one will buy these devices because people don't have peace of mind and a secure life. So you have to see what is going in the economy. Economy is growing, it is not growing, it's in recession. So your decisions will fall, uh, and your budgets will be following the general economic trends in the market. Let's talk about how to make a successful budget. Now, any success is, if you see, generally, if we want to be a successful person or if you want to be a successful CMA, you should have enough study, enough time to study. You should be punctual, regular. You should have follow your schedules on weekly basis, and there should be a calendar that chapter number one this date, chapter number two this date, and then the revision, and then mock exams, practice questions. So if you have a calendar that you are following, then you are most likely to succeed in your exams. So same way a budget works, that you should have a sufficient lead time, means sufficient time to prepare your budget, because you can't prepare it in haphazard way, in a quick way. You have to understand how much time it needs. Then the ample time should be given to it. Then we should make a planning calendar, that discussion stage, then the next stage, and then another stage. All these stages we have to go through. Then budget manual will be very important, because manual is going to tell what is budget, what to do. Because it's like, when we buy a new machine, say a vacuum cleaner, or there's a manual. Until we don't read the manual, we can't understand how machine works perfectly. Same way, we can't understand how budget is going to work. So there is a manual book for reading, understanding what are the stages, what are the dates, what are the things required. So budget manual is really, really important. Distribution instruction means that, generally you will see shortly when we make a budget, that it starts from the sales and then it goes right, left, other. So what is the distribution instruction means? From this date to this date, it will go this, and this date to this date. So this way we will make uh, distribution instruction, means how it will convey to each other. Buying in all means participating. Budgeting means that there are two ways to make budget. One we say top down, means a boss will make and tell everyone. No discussion, total consistency, and easy to make. Opposite, which every good company, Nestle, Apple, Microsoft are using, these are participatory. Bottom up means we start the lowest level to discuss and then upper, and then they agree on certain things and management approve them. So when you do a bottom up, because everyone was asked, involved, so they feel more and more connected with it. So that's how the participatory budgeting is better than the other one. Okay, so on a detailed level, the budget inform employees what to do, what firm is going to achieve, how beneficial this is for them. Because some people may feel that budget is useless exercise, why they are making budget. So you budget manager need to be very convincing, improvising, full of patience, professionalism, and get communication with everyone and convince them in one-to-one meeting, formal meeting, informal meetings, the importance and significance of the budget. So as I told you, like depending on how big your organization is, you have strategic plan, which he says up to 10 years. Intermediate plans are 2 years and operational plans are less than 1 years. But this is like a subjective definition. I mean, if you work in a steel industry, your strategic plan may be 25 years, 30 years. If you're talking about an atomic plant, maybe 100 years. So this is just a layman, simple way to understand that we make budget for less than 1 year, less than 5 years, less than 10 years, more than 10 years. So this is all strategic, intermediate, and operational plans. This I already explained you that participation, like when there is up and down. So up means boss, and so how it will work, budget process start with a mission statement, which is set by the shareholders and the board of directors. Then the CEO will translate into strategic plans, which is measurable and reliable. So then you will form a budget committee, which will have executive directors, non-executive directors, representative from the company who will make the draft calendar budget manual. Then the committee is going to review and approve the department budgets submitted to by the department heads. Middle and lower, of course, they will start making them. So they will be the one actually who is going to make them. Top down is another name is authoritative. I told you that when it is instructed or imposed. Imposed is a very harsh word, but instructed. I mean, there may be situations when we need this top down because, say, there is a new African country which has no education and but they have natural resources. So an American company went there uh, for a business. So imagine they don't have education, that level of education. So they need in couple of years to develop these things. But that time we will use top down budget because if we ask from them, it will not be value for that particular time. But once they will train, educate, they start understanding, then things will be fine. Bottom up is participatory. That is, I already explained you that it should be coming from the smallest level to the top level. There is a bit of disadvantage of participatory budgeting. What are those? These are like it involves a lot of time because suppose if I want to arrange an extra class, I will tell let's have it on say Tuesday. So it is fast. But if I say, let's discuss that when to have a class. So maybe everyone has different schedule timings, different countries you are. So it takes like maybe 15 minutes to decide, and maybe not everyone will be happy because some are in other time zones. So when you ask people about it, it's very beneficial, but of course it is time consuming and you need a lot of discussion. So you need to arrange meetings. It take more time and cost. and different opinions comes ahead.